Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Life's Milkshake Moment with health coach Joe D.
Welcome to Life's Milkshake Moments. Hey there. If you don't know me, since we're now new on Travers TV, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Jody Bear, America's top foundational health coach, focusing for over 42 years, focusing on you, focusing on all aspects of you, a pioneer, delivering foundations of health in all 6 pillars of your life: spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, social, and financial. Also, foundations of living and foundations of hope. You heard that song where I was privileged to record that with Alicia Williamson herself. There is hope. The context of Life's Milkshake Moment is life is like a milkshake. Choose your ingredients wisely, and when you do, life will be oh so sweet. Now, with a client base, I'm honored to say, of over 1 million pounds of toxic fat lost in my practice, and in the current COVID culture of over 2,000 people that have reclaimed, remediated their lives, because the body is a miracle-making machine. The body put in any condition can heal itself. And you'll hear from our distinguished guest how his body, that miracle-making machine, absolutely brought him back, because transformation in all instances is an inside job. A little bit about ponytailed Jody, that brown-eyed ponytail girl from small town Montana. The thing I found out when I was about 5 years old, I could sing, and sing I did, all the way to the opera houses and classical concert halls of the world. On my way, haven't you ever had a situation, something hit you out of the blue? I was on my way to a solo performance with Handel's Messiah, broadsided. My next waking moment, I'm down, face down in a surgical halo, paralyzed from the shoulders on down. There is hope in those times. I reached down into my soul and I said, I will be healed. I know I can walk. I know, because your diagnosis, as Les Brown says, is not your prognosis. If you're listening to this tonight, that is real. Just like our guest is going to say, our distinguished guest tonight is going to give the real. I walked out of that hospital room, and that hospital, I said, no wheelchair for me. 6 months later. You see, just like this emphasis tonight that Godwin Mordi wanted to be the social pillar of human existence, because he's an others-driven person. See, that's when you find your calling. Myself, just like my guest here, 42 years later, I'm a couple years after my incident in the hospital. I'm a young expectant mother. People started asking me about nutrition. When people lean on you for advice, you're getting nudged by your creator of all. There may be your calling in there, just maybe. Then I was thrust into nutrition as a health coach when I found out my mother was diagnosed with pancreatic and liver cancer 1 year after I had my baby boy. They gave her a 6 weeks to live diagnosis. She outlived this way so many, 2 years. And we celebrated along the way. And absolutely what we did then, even in her disability and her bad prognosis, we started taking care of her. You see, when you take care of you and your world first, the world around you, like that social pillar, is empowered forever. With 100% passion and focused emotion, as Helen Keller says, you will absolutely never be at mercy of your emotions, and you can get what you need, your calling, your transformation, just like our guest here tonight. Our mission comes clear. Your mission will come clear. You see, my mother, as she was transitioning from this world into the next, she said to me, Jody, from her bed, give others what you have given me. And my path was clear. I know that Godwin had the same kind of calling, that he was then became equipped to be a change maker in this world, because all we do in this life is give others hope. What does hope stand? You know, if you've listened to me before, H stands for he'll go down into you, because no one knows you like you do. Go up in opportunity to your true north. Come in positivity, and then go out in empowerment to be that change in the world. Les Brown says it is possible. See, it's possible to open up a whole new key to you and your future, even here tonight. All you have to do to get that access is believe that you have that unlimited power within you. Know that it's possible. I'm possible, but you are possible too. So, as I say, it's possible. Just take my hand. Feel this inspiration tonight and know that health is not something you do, but is what you become along life's journey. So I'll be introducing our guest here to you in just a minute. But first of all, we're going to get our commercial break with one of our corporate sponsors. I want to say that Peter Mingles is a dear friend of mine. It's the friend of a friend of a friend kind of thing. He is my host on his syndicated radio show, buildingfortunesradio.com. He also has a business of businessfromhome.net and humongous ads and humongous qualified leads TV. He can help you to grow your business. So let's have a quick commercial break with our sponsor, Peter Mingles of businessfromhome.net.
Inflation is going through the roof. Food prices, gas prices, housing prices, insurance, everything. The average family is feeling the pinch. So what can you do? Ask your boss for a 20% cost of living wage increase? That won't end well. Fall for a get-rich-quick scheme? There are people who you can rely on to show you how to make money in a home-based business. Give us a chance to walk you through how it works. It's not really that complicated. You just have to find the right opportunity and the right people. Visit www.humongous.com/TV and submit your information. Maybe we can help. Millions of families are wondering how to work from home and earn extra income.
So remember, businessfromhome.net, a great way to fill in the gaps in these inflationary times in positivity, in empowerment, and being a change maker. And being a change maker, just like PBS, ladies and gentlemen, these programs, for me, with our Healthopedia channel, primarily, are brought to you with, just like PBS, as I said, those donations, those patrons, as it says across the bottom. You can go to my Cash App, which is $Bear Money, Venmo, which is Jody-Bear, or PayPal. Do paypal.me/Health Coach Jody. Now, where do those funds go? They go a little bit to create the expenses for this program and to make it possible that you can get this tremendous content. But the majority goes to my charity. My main charity is La Casa Roble de Sobre. And when you are listening to Mindset Mondays, you'll get the whole entire commercial on La Casa Roble. What is that? Well, it's down in Colombia. We built a home because orphans don't have any adults in their lives. The elderly need a purpose. Isn't this the social pillar of existence? You see, these children that are orphans can look up to the elderly and the elderly feel like they have a purpose. In outside of Cali, Colombia, La Casaroba de Sobre. And along this, and we'll put it up in a little bit, my book, Ignite Your Wisdom, also, the proceeds go to our charity. So without any further delay, I had to say that I pulled up another Les Brown quote. I guess he's being channeled because he is such a change maker, like our guest here tonight. He says, live from the hunger of your heart. When you fill your heart with that what you hunger for, your mind will always find a way and your heart will follow to achieve your goals. And that's what Godwin Mordi has done. Godwin was born in a refugee camp in Angola. He was fleeing with his parents, his expectant mother, because of war torn Nigeria. He became a champion in his beloved sport of soccer. I know my granddaughters are watching it right now. I told them, I've got a soccer player here tonight. Grandma does. He's highly acknowledged as a fitness coach, especially to elite athletes, primarily Olympians. He knows his stuff. He is an acclaimed fitness coach. His story goes from tragedy to triumph. He walks the walk and talks the talk. So people listen to not only his words, but his walk. Passionate about making a difference. And after experiencing this childhood trauma that will leave, so you can hear and feel his story, no wonder he said, Jody, I want to talk on the social pillar of human existence. Godwin's goal now is to help impoverished communities all over the world. And that is he's doing for real. It's like what I put on my Facebook timeline. I said, get ready to see, hear, and feel the story and the success and inspiration of Godwin Mordi. I don't know him well. We met, just like I met my sponsor and host of my syndicated radio show, Peter Mingles. I met Godwin through Coach Manny Lopez, a force of nature in connecting people. I said right away, I've got to have Godwin on Healthopedia. He has that much to offer. So without any further delay, I'm going to welcome Godwin Mordi. Welcome, Godwin, to Let's Milkshake Moment, my friend.
Hello, Jody. Hello, everybody.
You
glad to be here.
Yes, you are amazing, amazing, amazing. And I'll tell you something. I just am so delighted to have you. I could go on and on about your accolades, but I want to have people hear them from you. So tell us a little bit about your, a bit personally as a child growing up and being born in a refugee camp, not even in your own country, or anything else you'd like to embellish upon, please.
Yes, thank you, Judy. Yeah, I was born and raised in Nigeria. I'm the middle child of a family of 5. I have an elder brother and a younger sister. Remember when I was 5 years old, one day I was chasing someone around the passageway. It was dark. I didn't realize there was water on the ground, so I slipped and then I fell. I hit my right hip bone on the ground and I thought I was okay. I stood up and started walking around, but that night I couldn't fall asleep at all. I was in so much pain. And my parents took me to the hospital. I don't really know what the doctor said because I was very young at that point in time. And of course, hospital care was very expensive. So there was this neighbor of ours, she lived right across us. She was a traditional doctor. And I remember my parents taking me to her place. And I remember her going over to the forest with like a sharp knife. She would chop off back of certain trees and pick some leaves and then come back to her clinic and put everything in a mixture, in a powder and missile, and just pound everything.
Pestle and mortar.
Yes. Pound everything, sprinkle like some traditional chalks, put like some ethanol. I could remember the smell, just picture the smell right now. And then the worst part of all of this came. I remember she would come close to me with a very sharp razor blade and just be marking my right hip. Every mark that she made was the worst pain I'd ever felt my entire life. It just felt like I was going to pass out from so much pain.
Of
Because she
course.
cut like 20 or 30 strokes of
Oh
the
my.
razor and then just mix that concussion and rub it around that area. And then a couple days later, I'll go back again for the same treatment. I was hunched over on a stick. I couldn't walk. 5 years old. My friends I used to play soccer together, I used to watch them go to school. And then I was just at home alone. We didn't have TV. We didn't have radio. In fact, I grew up in a red mud house that had like a thatch roof. We
Sure.
didn't have electricity. Our fridge was like an earthenware pot that would just store water in. We depended on rain for water, or we had to go to neighbors' houses to go get clean water from their tap.
You couldn't do anything. I call that, Godwin, being a holistic nutritionist. She used the herbs of the earth.
Yes, she did.
She used the herbs of the earth. So how long did this it wasn't torture, it was painful, but it wasn't
Yes.
torture. It was your healing.
Yes,
But
it
how
was.
long did this treatment go on, Godwin?
It went on for like 6 to 8 months. I remember I had to miss like a year of school because of that.
Because six months,
Yes.
the body has brand new cells, and then you go. So take us to that 6 to 8 months. All of a sudden, what happened? What happened to you that was a game changer, like it happened to me?
Yes. I can't really say precisely what it was, but I know one thing for sure. My family is very prayerful. And my mom, my family, they never ceased praying for me. And I never ceased praying either. But I still kept going to that woman. But one day, I can remember I was hunched over in the morning when my mom went to the hospital. She was working as a nurse. But in the afternoon or evening, when she came back, I was still holding onto my stick. But for some reason, I could just feel that I could let go of that stick and then run over to hug her, which I did. Like, I didn't really know what I was doing. But when I hugged my mom, she was shocked that I had let go of my stick and I was hugging her. And she started crying. I'm like, why are you crying? She said, I could walk now, and then that it dawned on me. I started crying too. And that was just that breakthrough moment for me.
That stick, there's an opera that I sang. It was called Amal and the Night Visitors. And he lets go. All of a sudden he gets divine healing. However, the body put in the right condition will heal itself. And he let go of the stick and he walked to his mother. And she said, he walks.
Oh,
He walks.
God. That's like me.
That
Yes.
was you.
Yes.
That was you. Oh my
Wow.
goodness. And the thing that was your near miracle experience. I mean, the herbs of the earth. So what then all of a sudden you could walk. And this is why Healthopedia channel, this is perfect for you.
Yes.
You had a way to rehab from he walked to all of a sudden, I want to play soccer again, Mom.
Yes.
Tell us about that intermediate step, please.
I added so much weight because I wasn't working out. And in my culture where I was born and raised, it was a suburban area. All we did was play soccer. And so when I started school, I was like the biggest boy in my class. People would just be calling me names, But I got to burn all of that off from just playing soccer. Like right after school, when I drop my bag, I'll be very hungry. If I sit down to eat, I'll just hear a knock on my door. People would be like, it's soccer time. So I either had to pick between eating lunch or go out to play soccer. I know if I miss my soccer, I was going to wait like 2 or 3 hours before I got to my turn. And I didn't want to wait for that. So I just dash out and then join them to play soccer. When I score a goal, I don't remember how hungry I was anymore.
Well, and frankly, it's true with that 1,000,000 pounds of toxic weight that I've been honored to help people lose. If you eat to live rather than live to eat, it does come off. But you were innocent. You're a 6-year-old. You just said, I'm going to play. That mind is a beautiful thing. I mean, it really is. So, so you just, is there anything more that you'd like to expand upon this novel way of, okay, Mom, I'm not going to eat. I'm going to play soccer. It's just such a beautiful story.
Yes, I had no video game growing up. The only toy I'd ever had at that age was a soccer ball. And so I just fell in love with the sport. And that was what I wanted to do professionally. But my parents wouldn't let me. They said there was a lot of injuries involved and I should go to school, study to be a doctor, which was what I tried to do too.
But it was soccer. It was soccer. So you went from soccer player. How far did you get up the elite ranks?
I still play semi-professional till this day. I played in league out here in Charlotte, and I played in a league when I was in Los Angeles. I played for my university when I was completing my master's degree in Missouri.
In Missouri. So you were at the U of M. We know it well.
Yes.
So from being on a stick to playing at NCAA 1A class soccer, that in and of itself is a miracle. So, so you went, as you said, where was the transition? People said to you, you should be a doctor, but you chose the path of physical therapy. Please share.
Yes, that transition actually came from my elder brother. His friend was working at the National Sports Medicine Center back then. And it was like, okay, if you don't want to be a medical doctor, maybe you should consider being a sports physical therapist. I'm like, what's that? He was like, okay, I'll let my friend who works as a sports PT at the National Sports Medicine Center explain it to you. So I went to go job shadow him one day. And this great soccer player that I just grew up idolizing, watching on TV, was right next to him as his patient on that day when I stepped in. I was speechless. I was just watching him with my eyes wide open. Like,
and your jaw,
my jaw was dropping. Like,
this is the guy.
God. Yeah. So when the guy stepped out, I'm like, do you realize who that is? It's like, of course I know. I'm like, how did you do it, man? You guys were just like so chill, like friendly. That's what I want to do. How did you do it? It was like, you should become a sports physical therapist. So that was where that fruit was born.
Beautiful, because right time, right place. I know you, but obviously you had a tremendous work ethic. Yes. Tremendous work ethic. That just didn't, ladies and gentlemen, you know that he just didn't decide to go ahead. Oh, I'm going to go from stick to playing soccer. There's a lot, for time's sake, that you left out there, Godwin. Yes. For real. But from your health to being an elite fitness trainer. So you got your degree, prestigious school, University of Missouri. I've spoken there to their athletic department. And you absolutely, you went to being an elite fitness trainer. You stepped over certain runs, kind of like from the stick to playing soccer to playing in college. By the way, I've got to digress a bit. When did you come to the United States?
I moved out here in 2009 to complete my master's degree in health and fitness.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you're at the University of Missouri. You're completing your master's degree. I love your philosophy. And you can see, ladies and gentlemen, where it comes from. Visualization, resolve, and prayer. That praying without ceasing, because you will be guided. So give us your philosophy on fitness. You have one. It's amazing.
Yes. So a lot of people get fitness wrong, but in school and in practice, what I've come to realize is there are 8 pillars of fitness, or what we call 8 components of physical fitness. There's agility, there's speed, there's cardiovascular endurance, there's cardiorespiratory endurance, there's power, there's strength, there's balance, and then there's coordination. So 8 components of fitness. So if you're looking at holistic fitness and not just looking at being maybe Mr. Olympia or the most flexible person, you have to go through all 8 components of physical fitness.
Okay, so we have time here, Godwin.
Yes.
Give us those eight topics again, those components, and just expand for a minute on each. So what's number 1?
Agility.
Okay.
So let's say, for instance, you have like a soup spoon, you're making food, and maybe for some reason you knock something down. It is that agility that helps you pretty much grab that stuff before it hits the ground.
Quick.
Yes, that's it. And then speed, agility, yes. Is it a component of fitness? Yes, it is. Because as we grow older, if you don't train it, then you lose that as well. And then it starts leading to clumsiness, and that can pretty much lead to injuries as well.
That's why the 68-year-old woman still does wind sprints.
There you go.
Okay, what's number 2?
Speed. everybody needs speed. So if you just go out to walk every day, if you want to increase your speed, slowly increase your pace of walking, and then change it to like slow jog, and then mid-tempo run, and then sometimes just run as fast as you can, even if it's for 30 seconds. Now,
Yes.
from just slow walking to running as fast as you possibly can, you've just increased your speed within that continuum. Just imagine if, say, maybe a mad dog is chasing you. You're not going to be slow walking at that point in time. You're going to be running for your life. But if you don't train it, how do you run away from obstacles, for instance? You have to train
Absolutely.
that. Yes.
And that Qigong walk, I train my clients to start slowly, max, go down below. I have in my book that's coming out in January, I said, when you get that adrenaline rush, that's when little Billy ended up being on the top of the branch. He didn't know that inside of that fence there was a bull.
Wow.
And guess what? He ran for all he had. And guess what? The branch got him in that tree on the way down.
Exactly.
That's when you're running for your life. So what is number 3? What's number
3? I'll talk about cardiorespiratory endurance. So that is actually one of the first physical fitness index that you notice when you start to work out. Now, when you go work out, before you work out, if you measure your pulse rate, either on your radius or your carotid arteries, if you measure it for 15 seconds, if it's steady and you multiply that by 4, it'll give you what your steady state heart rate is, pre-exercise heart rate is. If now when you go work out, let's say you had an intense workout, if you go back and you sit down and you measure that again, you keep measuring it every minute for the first 3 minutes, and then every 30 seconds after 3 minutes until you get back to your pre-exercise heart rate. Now, the amount of time it took to get back to your pre-exercise heart rate is a function of your physical fitness. So the shorter the time, the fitter you are, and you have to train to reduce that number.
So what is a good benchmark with that cardio? What is that good benchmark to make sure that you recover and you're just at like resting heart?
Now, a regular exercise person might have a heartbeat of 70 to 72 beats per minute at rest. Now, professional athletes and people who work out really, really well, they have a benchmark of 60 beats per minute. It's called bradycardia. And that is pretty much where you want to target, because the stroke volume when you work out that way increases. And so instead of the heart to be beating fast, that fast to pump 5 liters of blood around the body per minute, the heart to just beat slower but more forceful, which means the heart is stronger to pump the same amount of blood around the body, which is 5 liters within that 1 minute. So that's where you want to target.
Boy, and there were a lot of comments here in the comments section. All of a sudden you got hard, I guess, because we were talking about
hard.
No, Godwin, they're really loving you.
Thank you.
For real. So what is number 4?
Yes, cardiovascular endurance. It's different from cardiorespiratory endurance in the sense that if you work out consistently, cardio means heart, vascular means blood vessels. You're talking about the arteries, the veins, and the nerves. Now, if you work out consistently, you strengthen the heart muscles. And not only that, you actually clear the arteries, the veins, the nerves from accumulating flat plaques, which, if dislodged, can cause thrombus that can lead to stroke or embolism. See? So that's where cardiovascular endurance comes into play.
And clean it out.
Yes.
And endurance. So
yes.
We've now got to number 5. Give me 5.
Power is number 5. Now, there's a difference between power and strength. I'm going to just put aside the 2 so we can talk about 5 and 6 real quick.
Absolutely.
So let's say you can lift 50 pounds of weight on the ground. That's power right there. Let's say you're traveling and you're going out and you're just holding your 50 pound of weight of your luggage. That's 50 pounds. That's strength. Now, if you hold that 50 pounds and you go up the stairs, because your body weight increases every time you go upstairs, if you look at the force of gravity, that's 9.8 grams, right? So every time you step up on one foot with that 50 pound weight, that 50 pound weight feels like 100 or 120. So if you're able to lift that 50-pound briefcase up the stairs, that is power right there. So anybody who's able to lift 50 pounds on the ground, but not able to lift that 50 pound up the stairs has less power compared to somebody who can lift that same amount of weight up the stairs. So whoever can lift that 50-pound luggage up the stairs has more power than the person who has equal strength. That's the difference.
Beautiful, beautiful. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a weightlifter. These skinny arms have a lot of power.
You don't have to be. There you go.
Absolutely. So power. Give us number 6.
Yeah. So number 6 was strength, like I talked about.
Okay,
so I compared that with power. Yes.
And as far as strength training, I do have a
Yes.
question there.
Okay.
And you're on a roll, because when I'm with a frequency that I'm really connecting with somebody, I just want you to know my nose itches.
Yes.
Everybody knows on this television. So you just made my nose itch with that one. Good job. Good
Thank
job.
you.
So as far as strength training, what about powerlifting?
Good. That's a good question. But before I go into that, let me compare one more difference between power and strength training.
Please do.
Now, strength is the rate of power. Strength is the amount of work that you can do, the ability to do work. So which is like lifting 50 pounds. Now, power is the rate of doing work. So there's a time component to power as well. So if you look at strength and power, the lesser time it takes for you to be able to do the exact same amount of work is equal to power. So if you're able to lift 50 pounds up the stairs in like 20 seconds, less than somebody is able to go, maybe the person goes like 30 or 40 seconds, then you've got more power than that person. So power is a function of time comparing the same amount of work done.
Beautiful. Are you sure you don't? I made that flyer, first of all, Godwin, and I put it Dr. Mordi.
Yeah.
I think you're pretty close.
So
we're going from power and strength. What's our next one?
So we're going to talk about flexibility. So flexibility, for people who do yoga, Pilates, they actually focus a lot on flexibility. Now, for professional athletes, that's their least comfortable component. They don't like to stretch at all. But if you do not stretch and you work your muscle and you start building muscle bulk, now the joint becomes compromised in range of motion, which means it doesn't shorten or extend the way it should anymore because of the amount of force that you're generating, and you're not letting the muscle get back to its lengthened position. So over time, if you have to do something that requires like a forceful or jerky movement, you might actually injure yourself because you're least flexible. And so when you work out, you have to actually focus on stretching before and after workout. Before you work out, you focus on dynamic stretches, which is stretching while moving. And then at the end of your workout, you focus on static stretching, which is just stretching and holding a position for a couple seconds or minutes.
Stretching and moving, stretching and static. And
yes.
Godwin, I can say the reason I am injury-free at my age, doing a competitive, nationally ranked triathlons, okay, is because I do yoga. And I used to make fun of, I said, what are these folks doing with this adult nap time? Never underestimate that as you age. I'm living proof that's important. And so we've got agility, speed, cardio endurance, vascular, and power, strength, flexibility. Is there? That's it. One more.
No, now type balance and coordination together. Now
balance.
Yes, absolutely essential. Now, there's a structure in the joints, the knee joint. It's called the Golgi tendon organs. Now, when people get hurt sometimes and they do rehab, especially for professional athletes, if they don't do rehabilitation of the Golgi tendon organs, they actually end up.
Is that the Gordy tendon?
Yes, actually, Gordy. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I didn't know they named it after you.
Yeah, Golgi.
No, but I wanted to have a little fun. So it's a Gordy.
Yes. So that actually helps you maintain balance as well. So let's say, for instance, someone's walking and they lose their footsteps, It is that Golgi tendon organ and the element of balance that comes with the vestibular apparatus in the ear that pretty much helps you correct your position so that you actually don't tear that tendon. So training balance is absolutely essential.
Absolutely essential. And I mean, I think that you are the first guest I've had on Healthopedia that is really a Healthopedia. I gotta say, we're going to move on to, because we've got so much in common here. I know you said a quote on our mastermind with Coach Manny Lopez about you can't store fitness. And what I had said prior to that, Godwin, this is how aligned we are. I have on my new website coming out in a week, drjody.com, I said, your body only stores nutrition, supplements, and fitness for the present day. Choose wisely. And when you said that, I'm going, Shazam.
Exactly.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Talk about alignment of purpose.
Yes. So, I mean, I love the way you parallel nutrition with fitness. You cannot exercise your way out of a bad diet, can't exercise your way to health. No. So the thing is, and haven't we seen skinny people that are really fat?
Yes.
Briefly share your thoughts about the best way to lose that fat.
So when most people go work out, they actually focus a lot on cardio. There's nothing wrong with cardio. Like I said, it's one of the 8 components of fitness. And like I explained, if you go do cardio and you do it consistently, when you stop, the rate at which your heart recovers to its pre-exercise rate reduces. So that's a good function of physical fitness. But if you actually want a workout that will actually address your body fat, that will give you a lot of, like maybe 22 or 24 hours of the day, you're getting results from that one workout. That workout is strength training, powerlifting, like we talked about.
Strength training, powerlifting.
Yes.
Just give us an example for if you're a couch potato and I said, oh, I want to do something about this. What would you suggest?
Oh, yeah. I'll say start from where you are. You don't need to go outside to run. If you lean against the wall, you support your head, your upper back, your butt against that wall. Try to slide down slowly. You can just put your hands by the side of the wall. Try to slide down slowly until you get to a point where the knees and hips are parallel to the ground. So the hips and knees at 90 degrees to the ground. And hold that position. Watch what happens. You notice that your knee starts to vibrate.
Yes.
That's because the force of gravity is acting on those anti-gravity muscles, the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes. That's a good way to start. And then you slide up when you can't hold that position anymore. So you've just engaged a lot of large muscle groups. So if you're looking at strength training or powerlifting, you actually want to engage large muscle groups and not just like doing bicep curls alone.
Light muscle groups, and that and that shaking is really good. And I want to get brownie points with you, Godwin, because when it first, I guess for 25 years, you know what I'm sitting on for this TV show in my green screen in my office? I'm sitting on a balance ball.
Oh, wow. There you go. That's really good because balance ball forces you to engage your core muscle, because if you relax your abs, the back will take pressure. And so if you start noticing any pain on your back while you're sitting on that ball, then you engage your ab muscle, and that'll take, because those muscles are agonist and antagonist. When one is contracting, the other is relaxing. That's pretty much how it works.
And you really are a healthopedia. And by the way, I just call it a way to counteract Zoom belly.
There you go. Yes, absolutely.
So I believe, Godwin, that anyone, and here we go again. Thank you for all these great comments, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't this just amazing? If you're enjoying what you're hearing from Godwin, if you're getting value, just put an 8 for his 8 steps for physical fitness. Just put an 8 in the comment. 8 is great. You're never going to forget those. We're going to come back to those at the end for sure. But there you go. I believe anyone can go from couch potato to 5K. Anyone. Yes. With your expertise, of which is vast. I mean, you really are like a walking healthopedia. How do you feel that people can best achieve their fitness goals if they're just say, oh, I wanted to, whatever, I'm up there. How can they go from want to can do?
Okay, yeah, that's a great question. First, they have to clearly define what their fitness goals are. It's really important for themselves. And then two, they have to take a step every single day towards accomplishing that fitness goal. Now, they shouldn't look at the goal. They should focus on the process, because it is the process that will lead them to achieving that goal. Fitness is not a sprint. It's a marathon. You can't just put your fitness goal as losing 10 pounds in 2 weeks and stop right there.
No,
That's not how it works. Fitness
because
is
you
a
can't
lifetime
store.
journey.
You
Yes.
can't store.
Yeah, you can store. Yes. So fitness is a lifetime journey. And so everyone should just keep that at the back of their mind. If that's one thing they take from this talk tonight, is you don't just get to your goal and stop. If you're working out 3 times a week to get to your goal and you stopped, the body would just revert back to where it was before you started working out, because you're no longer challenging the muscles enough. And so the body will just revert back to fat again.
And no reverse.
No reverse. Unless you go back again to doing what it was that you were doing. But guess what? Some health components can actually come into play when you start to accumulate those body fat, like obesity, like hypertension, like diabetes. And so we have to be really careful that we don't even get to that stage before we start to want to work out.
I have a client, Godwin, that was 97 years old. And you know how she passed from this world into the next. And you know what they found her doing?
No.
She was doing chair yoga.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's the way
Talk
to go.
about habits. That's the way to go. Doing what she loved doing.
She was doing what she loved doing, and she was taking care of the rest of the people in assisted living that couldn't do what she was doing. So she had quality of life.
Exactly.
Isn't that what we're talking about here, Godwin?
Yes, that's impressive. Yes.
Because health is not something that you do, it's what you become.
Yes.
So I mean, I want to come back in the time remaining to these. I've got to tell you, these 8 components are genius. They are genius on physical fitness. Yes. I mean, you're up and you've got your company. I'm going to say, if you want to reach out to Godwin, you can reach him at Godwin Mordi Fitness. It's MORDI fitness.com. You can find him on social media at Godwin Mordi Fitness, because you can do this virtually. I've seen what you gave to our mastermind group with Manny. I'm seeing what you're giving. And guess what? Godwin, there are a lot of 8s in the comment section. I knew that.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody.
8 is great.
Yes.
The genius 8, because there is so much in you, because there's so much that you had to do. You didn't, as I used that quote from Helen Keller, you didn't become captive to your emotions.
No.
You stayed strong when they were cutting those razor knives, and she was putting the herbs of earth. You stayed strong when because you said, I will be strong. And then you created these 8 modalities. So is there anything else about agility, speed, cardio endurance, power, strength, flexibility, and balance that you would like to share with our audience? Would love to you to go one, as we say down south, one more again. Give us one more again.
Yes. So my advice to you all would be, in your fitness journey, make sure you combine all 8 components of fitness. Don't just go out to run on Monday, Tuesday to Sunday. No, Monday can be strength training. Tuesday can be cardio. Wednesday can be power. Thursday can be yoga. Friday can be lifting of weights. Saturday can be slow jog. And then Sunday can be rest day. But rest is absolutely essential too. So you shouldn't just go work out intensely every single day. And give your muscle enough time to grow by resting and supplementing with like good protein, good lean protein.
Good lean protein, good collagen, good all of that. All of that good thing. And ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be something masterful that's going to come out. We will be having a masterclass, Godwin and I. I've really got, because we got that Gordy muscle. We got it. It's not going to be named mine. in my book. So Godwin, we're going to be doing something. So hang in here when we start back to school, back to fitness. You never know
Right, there
what
you
we're going
go.
to come up with. But I love what you said on Manny's mastermind. And here we're having lots of loves, lots more eights. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it's true that the earth was created and the seventh day our maker rested. If you believe that, the creator of all rested, why shouldn't your body? But you gave such a beautiful concrete tip about going in and saying, well, if you just feel tired, pick another one. How do you go by? Say you've been doing lots of strength training. Just pick one from the menu. Go into that, please.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's say, for instance, you went out running the day before and then you got back home. The next day you felt so sore and you just did not want to go to the gym, for instance. Now, if you're sitting down in your chair, there's still a way you can work out from sitting down. I explained that to you, right? If you extend your hands and you lean back in your chair, make sure your back is supported and you just stand straight up and down. Time yourself for 1 minute. Go up and down, up and down, up and down. Breathe out as you come up, breathe in as you go down. See how many times you can do that for 60 seconds. That's a good workout. Now you're just sitting down on your chair doing that. At night, you're laying down in bed watching your favorite Netflix show. You can do single leg bridge. You can do double leg bridge in bed. So there's really no excuse when it comes to working out. There's something you can do everywhere. If you're brushing your teeth in the morning, why not try to balance on one foot as you brush your teeth? You're actually transferring your whole body weight to the other foot that is on the ground supporting your leg. So you're actually doing strength training while you're brushing your teeth. So it takes away the excuses completely.
I believe there's a hashtag in there somewhere. Hashtag no excuses.
Exactly.
And this way, it's integrating it into your life, integrating it so you become it. You become it. And Godwin, I know that you have a free book, a free ebook, and I'm going to put up your website one more time so people can go to your website and they can get GodwinMordiFitness.com. Tell us about this ebook that you have there.
Yes, I wrote that mini book because a lot of people were asking me the best way to lose weight, like you just asked me to. So I gave them that whole idea for free. I talked about 3 ways to lose body weight over there. I talked about water as well, because most people forget that component. Water is absolutely essential. We all have one chamber of stomach. And so if you drink water before your steak, for instance, you're not going to eat as much steak, although you'll be eating the steak and enjoying the flavor, but you feel full faster, which means you've actually consumed less without actually feeling hungrier. So getting water in, a lot of hydration in before any of those meals will actually help you eat less, and then you don't feel guilty anymore. And then I talked about strength training as well over there as well. And then I did some deep dive into nutrition also. So people can download that for free.
Download it for free because you have such a generous heart. And I can say, give us this one last piece of wisdom. And I've got to say, Godwin, you are epitomizing what I call real. It's being in relationship with optimism, attitude. Absolutely. That I guess real, it doesn't spell roll, but with enthusiasm, attitude, and you do it with such love from your heart. So
thank you.
So frankly, I would love to hear what your last piece of wisdom is.
1, feel kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. We only have one journey right here, right now. We only have this one body to live. Treat that body right. If Monday you decide you want to go work out and for some reason you're not able to, don't let that lead to next Monday before you try to do that again. Tuesday, do the most you can, even if it's a 2-minute workout. The compound effect states that everything you do in moderation over time adds up. Okay, so if you can only just work out for 2 minutes in a day, doesn't matter what kind of workout it is, just do a workout that challenges you, but not enough to cause you injury because you do not want to get hurt. Start from there. Be kind to yourself. And then the next day, try to do like 3 minutes. Don't just go to the gym and work out for 1 hour and then it's taking you like 5 days to recover after that, So build a workout into your daily routine. It doesn't matter what you're doing, sitting down, standing up, cooking, resting. There's always a workout that you can do in between. And over time, it adds up to your overall fitness goal. And then it becomes a habit and then you get results that way.
You get a habit. So Godwin, thank you for gracing our stage on Life's Milkshake Moment. There were so many milkshake moments because nutritionally doesn't just feel gooey because you are gooey good. Those 8 components, your story, your drive, your passion, your compassion is second to none. Godwin, it is just with great honor that I'm glad that you are here. Let's do this again, shall we?
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for having me, Jody. Thank you, everybody.
Absolutely. And what we're going to be doing here now is let's watch, since it was that social pillar of Godwin Murphy, he was talking. Let's go to our commercial break with our sponsor, Ignite Publishing. It's going to be Ignite Humanity, my favorite, because that is what Godwin certainly has done.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.
I'm so grateful to Ignite Publishing. It's truly been an Ignite moment with me to be in Les Brown's book, Ignite the Hunger in You, then Ignite Your Wisdom. And I'm here to say in a little more detail that I've been honored with JB Owen, CEO and founder of Ignite Publishing, to create Ignite Your Foundational Wisdom. You can order my 2 previous books by this bundle, and you can find it on my website, healthcoachjody.com, as well. All proceeds of the profits of my books go to charity. They go to my charity, La Casa Roba de Sobre in Colombia, that I mentioned before. But this project, Ignite Your Foundational Help, is a one of a kind. It is a multifaceted. We're going to have 35 authors. They're going to be famous healing arts professionals, practitioners like Godwin and myself. There will be people that are lay people that have had an Ignite moment about their health. You're going to learn how to create your story, how to market it, and how to monetize it and open up your gate for you and your business. Just like I said, life was like a milkshake. It's possible. Take my hand. But then we are writing a foundational healthopedia. All the practitioners will be writing it together. And then we will be taking it on the road on a 6-city, not only virtual, but in-person tour, so you can meet the practitioners. Because don't we need more healing for humanity? Don't we need this? So just DM me at healthcoachjody.com and you will get that information. So pre-order your copy of the book, or books, get them in a bundle, and know that you're helping charity. What I would like to tell you right now is that be looking this week. You can go to healthcoachjody.com. It is getting a facelift. And I'm so delighted that a member of my community has been helping me to do this, because we need each other. Now, don't we? We need each other to do the things that only you can do together. We need each other more than ever. We need each other now. as I said, if you want to partner with me, you can go ahead and know that as PBS, just make a donation. I will make an announcement each and every week. They will be on my social media. You can DM me at Health Coach Jody. All social media platforms will stay the same, but we will be debuting my website, drjody.com, here next week. So get ready. Or if you just want to be old school, just reach out on your phone and dial 800-820-0854. That's 800-820-0854. And you can hear me on buildingfortunesradio.com/live every Sunday on my own radio show, Building Fortunes Radio, 8:30 Eastern. And you can dial in live. There's always great information, motivation, and just education on how to be a healthier you. And of course, now with Traverse TV, on the T with Traverse TV, we had to use the logo, thinking about those weights back there with Godwin, and that water bottle is on top. That we are going to be doing now. This is the third segment. I'm giving him a plug. Not only the glue behind Traverse TV, on the T with Traverse TV, Tom Cheshire of Rise Up Media and Marketing will be my guest for Absolute Mindset Monday. Come back here, right here on Traverse TV. You can watch it, traversetv.com. You can go to Roku. You can go to Amazon. You can go to Amazon Fire, Apple TV, or right here on traversetv.com. Tom Cheshire will be my guest on Mindset Monday at 12 noon Eastern time for 30 minutes. A great active conversation. It's 30 minutes. Have your lunch hour. Get some motivation for your Monday. And keep in mind, on the 12th, there is a pay-per-view fight, heavyweight fight, a redemption fight that's gone from Africa. Thought Godwin would like this to Dubai. Now they're bringing it to the U.S. And it's a pay-per-view fight, championship redemption heavyweight fight that you'll be seeing right here on Traverse TV on the 12th of August. Go to their website, traversetv.com for information. I want to once again just thank Godwin. If you got benefit, just put a comment on the comment section, would you? I mean, he is real, as I said. And maybe we've got a new word. It's roll, because he is real opportunity, attitude, and love. And he's real enthusiasm, attitude, and love. You felt it. I always say in the social sense, if you put your hand on your heart this way, you feel your pulse. But take your left hand, put it on your right. Your pulse gets stronger. Ladies and gentlemen, in the social sense, we need each other. It just makes all the difference. You come in this world alone, you go out in the world alone, but put together. That's what we're doing here on Traverse TV, on Healthopedia, because we're making, feeling, and being the change that you want to feel in this world. Because when you're being, you're feeling. You heard Godwin's passion. You heard his expertise, his knowledge, his story, as he went from absolute tragedy on a stick with pain, 6 to 8 months with 30 cuts with a razor at 5, to thriving and making a difference in the world. And if one person can do it, another person can do it, and so can you. Godwin embodies this quote: success is not when we count how many heights that you have climbed, but how many people you've taken along the way. You have taken countless people, Godwin, and I know you're just getting started. So health is not something you do, but it's what you become along life's journey. Dial in and stay tuned to next week when Tyra Good, Dr. Good, will make you feel so good about her redemption with her health, to her weight loss, and her vibrancy. So that's who my guest is next week on the 11th. But until then, I want to tell you, life is like a milkshake. Choose your ingredients wisely. Godwin did when he went from a big boy to an absolute fit soccer player. And if he can do it, so can you. So choose those ingredients wisely. And when you do, in this social sense and in this absolute way that we do this humanitarian sense, your life will be oh so sweet. So until either Monday on Mindset Monday at noon or Thursday at 6 p.m. here on Travers TV, I'm going to say, this is Dr. J saying, have a healthy day.